Well, um, this is a weird thing. Um, what I have here is something called Mr. BIGBAR. I, if you've heard of it, well, you haven't heard of the robot. If you've heard of the show, you, yeah, I want to be on the show Battlebots, and I'm not the particular age for it, but I've always wanted to be on the show because it's always fascinated me. And I have a couple robot designs I want to show you. I can't full screen, so here's my tab thing. Um, so this is probably the most likely. I feel like the most likely BattleBot I'd want to build. It's called Mr. BigBar, and um, its name is very similar to the candy, the chocolate bar, Mr. Goodbar, and that's kind of just for fun. But this is supposed to be a horizontal spinner, and technically an upgraded tombstone. Um, so I also made this on Tinkercad because SolidWorks you have to pay for. Um, so we're just gonna look into it, and then I'll show you my next robot. I have a whole lot of robots. Um, so pretty much it's just a two-wheel drive robot, horizontal spinner, with a blade that's similar to, if you might know this robot, Deep Six. Supposed to look like a chocolate bar, and then the body's supposed to look like a wrapper, like the Mr. Goodbar wrapper, with even the little, because there's right here it would say Mr. Goodbar and then peanut and something else. Instead, it says Mr. Big Bar slicing and dicing. Here, let's. Mr. Big Bar, anyway. Type. Okay, this is not what I found. Oh my god, Mr. Goodbar. There we go. Is this something similar? There we go. Chocolate candy with peanuts. Or something, yeah. Chocolate and peanuts. That's what it says here. Instead, Mr. Big Bar, slicing and dicing. It used to be longer, but I shortened it because I had more space, because I didn't need all the space. So let's get into the robot. Now, while I do this, I'm going to explain to you what the robot's supposed to be. This is supposed to be a tri-motor horizontal spinner. And this is kind of what this is what the chain's supposed to do. I had to draw it out so it looks really weird, but this is kind of, or mainly, what the chain's supposed to look like. So we have the three motors, and then to make sure I have no belt failures, I have it wrap around the motors, like the motor gears, and then they all hook up to this area, which is what hooks up to the blade, obviously. Then we have the batteries in the back. The motors would sit here, and the tires are protected because I hate exposed tires. They're angled on the side so Mr. Big Bar doesn't do the thing. You might know what I'm talking about. It does use something similar to Tombstone with the tubing for the frame. So you might recognize that, maybe. But we have the motor driver, which is supposed to. I'm just gonna fix this real quick. This is supposed to drive the three weapon motors. Then we have the driver, or the motor that pretty much a speed controller that controls the drive and whatever else. And then the batteries manage to fit on the side. The circuit boards sit on their side because they do not fit horizontally, they fit vertically. And so does the motor driver. The motor driver just barely fits, kind of. But this is kind of just what the robot is supposed to look like. and what I would really like to see in Battlebots because it's really cool. Now, and I thought about this because I've seen dual motor, dual motor weapons, but I've never really heard of a tri-motor. I think Triton might have one, but this is supposed to be my big bad that's supposed to actually spin at 300 miles per hour together with all three motors together. Each motor is meant to spin at probably 100 miles an hour, which equals 300. I don't know if I don't remember or I don't know or remember if there's a weapon speed limit. I hope there isn't because Ice Wave spun at 300 with its engine. But this is kind of just what Mr. BIGBAR is supposed to look like, which I really like this design and I am very confident in it. I have too many designs. I have too many designs. I have too many designs, and let me get this done real quick before my... Why am I having issues? This is SwitchBlade. It's pretty much supposed to be a better version of Deep Six. And I always like to go crazy and like Deep Six, go overboard. So this is probably gonna be like a 70 to 80 pound weapon. Mr. BIGBAR's weapon is probably gonna be 60 to 70 pounds. So it is got the long forks. But the blade is really where it's weird. The blade, as you can see, bends into two halves. So we have one half here, one half here. Have not tested if it actually will cause any issues, because I just haven't. But it's supposed to pretty much just spin. So there's supposed to be one blade. It's all supposed to be like one whole blade. But it's supposed to spin and hopefully hit two separate parts. It's actually a 4-wheel drive robot. It's 4-wheel drive with armor compared to Deep Six not having armor. Now, you might remember. Now, you should remember that Mr. BIGBAR was a tri-motor. SwitchBlade is a quad motor. So 4 motors put into one big blade, which hence the name SwitchBlade because it's 2 different blades. So it's 4 wheels with armor, and then really long forks, and then to save weight, I'd have to go with the probably polycarbonate top panels, and because Deep Six would always have this issue where it'd fly back and it'd put a hole in the floor, we have these because yeah. I believe the weapon should be able to spin all the way around. So it looks kind of weird, but this is how the weapon is supposed to operate. It's supposed to... It's like little legs. Little stick figure legs running. Look at that. So it does fit all the way through. So pretty much I did not get the chain for this one. It's pretty much supposed to start from here, go all around, and then just wrap around here. Just wrap around and then go... We probably would have to put something here to stop the chain from going up here, because then it just wrap around. So we'd probably have to put something to stop the chain from just going straight up and just cutting it. You can't see my hand. And then just, like, cut it off here. Like, put a little panel here. And then just round it out or something to allow it to go up here. Which I've not added. And probably should. So I think quad motor is going to be cool. I don't know. This is probably my second option for Mr. BIGBAR because Deep Six was banned. Not banned, but it was... You wasn't allowed into Season 7 because they already put holes in the floor with its 2021 design, and Deep Six was originally supposed to hit harder. So that's why Triton was pretty much the replacement of Deep Six. Um, Hopefully this robot should be able to self-right. I hope it does, because the blade does go out farther than the forks. I probably should also flip these around real quick. Just flip them 180 degrees. Like that. Um, but, yeah, I think you need, like, a clutch, or, I don't know if it's a clutch, but I know you need something to, like, a certain clutch that allows it to self-right. Probably need gearboxes, but this robot is, as you can tell, very compact. So this is the drive motor that would connect the chain. You have the quad motors here. You have the two motors. Probably a weapon motor here that would have to wire to these two, and then have to go through the back to wire to these two. And then you have the drive motor, which has to wire to this, and then wire to here. And the batteries on the front, because that's where I had to put them. And if you've noticed, the battery, the circuit boards are actually angled because I needed space. Not because I needed space, but um, just because it's very cramped in this robot. It's insanely cramped. You don't even know how cramped it is. It is really, really cramped. But that is SwitchBlade, which is my own version of Deep Six. I have too many more designs. I'm haven't gotten back to work on my cluster bots, but it's there. Smash 90 is just, it's supposed to be Smash 90 degrees because the hammer bends 90 degrees. It's kind of just like a robot it's to build, but I have a knockout frame, which is based off a robot from Robot Combat Arena on Roblox, which is based off of Anubis. Um, so that's kind of what it looks like. I did not separate these for no reason. I don't know why I haven't. But it's pretty much got a wedge with two forks, and then it's a dual motor weapon. It's got two motors. And then you have your boards sitting there with your batteries. It's 4-wheel drive. It's nothing much. Nothing really that special. But that's knockout. This is also what SwitchBlade, when I first built it, looked like. It was way more like Deep Six from 2019. We have Killshot, which actually was the first robot I drew. These are supposed to be knives. And then that's like an axe or like a battle axe or something. But I use pencils because pencils can still be used as a murder weapon. It's another supposed to be better than more practical Tombstone, even though Tombstone was already practical. It's supposed to be a better Tombstone, and the layout says that. I probably could shorten it, because you don't need all the space to fit this many batteries and then that circuit boards. But you have your drive motors, your single motor. Probably the frame is going to be, the weapon frame is going to be connected to the armor, maybe. Depending. It actually does not use the tubes, unlike Mr. BIGBAR. So it's just like a probably aluminum frame. So we have the wheel armor that just wraps around to the rear wedge. That isn't probably going to be useful because these wheels stick up so much. But it's just like a little upgraded Tombstone. But I have Double Trouble, which is my own version of Fusion, I guess. Because it's still got the drum and the horizontal spinner. Well, actually, no. Fusion used two vertical spinners. But this is my version of Fusion, which also compact. I have dual motors to connect to the egg beater. This is probably gonna crash on me. Yep. For no reason. For some reason, time's out. This is supposed to be. It's got like the tri mode. It's got like a tri motor from Mr. Big Bar that goes to the blade. It's gonna catch fire like fusion, probably. But if you notice, if you just notice, there's no real room for drive motors, because this also is weird. What in the world? Why is this stuff like this? Don't ask what's going on, because I don't know. Shoot. Okay. If you notice, there's not really any room for drive motors. So I put the drive motor. What did I do? What happened here? Do not ask me what happened here, because I have no idea. Anyway, it's a little screwed up. We don't talk about that. So pretty much the drive motors are gonna sit here, and then we'll run a very thin, or probably a very thin chain, to connect the wheels, because you can see the gears. So there probably have a thin chain, and I'm gonna use like the 90-degree motor angle thing, which I think is kind of cool, and to me it feels a little smart. Then I have the wedges forks, and it is supposed to drive upside down, considering the rear wheels are bigger. I do not know if that's gonna be possible. Hopefully it is, because I think it'd be kind of cool. Because the rear wheels are bigger, and because this is kind of blocking most of the stuff from, really working. Because this is gonna stop it from driving upside down. I just lifted the wheels up, and hopefully, and because the way drums are, and if you want to drive upside down, you're gonna have to have these little ear things. But this is the egg beater, I think. Cool in my opinion. Then you have the horizontal spinner. A lot of black and gold, but I don't know, I just like it. The blade does fit all the way through. Barely missing the thing. Oh, yeah. So that's Double Trouble version 1. We don't talk about Smash 90. This is Double Trouble V2. Now, there was an image on Reddit of Fusion's Season 8 design, and I kind of copied off that just a tad to create Double Trouble V2. This is a way more complicated robot. It does run off, the drum runs off, this is actually a drum. The drum runs off one motor, and the horizontal or undercutter runs off 2 motors. Yes, I know, it's off-center. It's gonna bother me too. But I also thought about having the wheels be Omni wheels, but that's probably not a good idea. And now, self-righting, you can't exactly do with this robot. Like, you can't exactly drive it down just because of the wheels. So, I made the arm move. It's gonna have a lifting arm, so it's pretty much gonna be a 3-in-1. Or a 2-in-1 with an... No, actually, no, it runs off 1 motor. I could have fit another motor! Oh, I can't now. Because this is all connected. So pretty much we have our weapon motor that's supposed to connect to this, and that, and that. So you're gonna definitely need another weapons operator. This is a drive motor that's supposed to connect to this. This is gonna have to, like, the wire is gonna have to connect to here and then wrap past the batteries through here and then through a little hole to get to this, yeah, that thing. Now, the undercutter doesn't have any teeth to it. It's gonna obviously have teeth, and it does actually cut out kind of to the drum. But the drum has teeth, and it does actually have a little motor in it. So, I think it's kind of cool. But it's supposed to have a low lifter. Like, oh god. Like what we got here. And it's supposed to pick it up. Just maybe so hope so fright it. Probably not. If the the lifter can probably go down just a. The forks aren't low enough. It's probably gonna be able to go down just a little bit, and that should hopefully let the tires move a little bit. This is, yeah. Anyway, so it's very awkwardly shaped, and I know the thing's still uneven, but you know that's just what's gotta happen. Yeah, that's Double Trouble V2, which I honestly kind of like. So you've seen all these robots. We're not gonna talk about sun or possible sun cycle if I actually even get to building that thing. But now that you've pretty much seen all these robots besides this guy, you know what? I just want to show you something because I actually thought about doing this with SwitchBlade. This is just a hammer robot. It's just a hammer robot that has a hammer that bends at 90 degrees. Smash the hence the name Smash 90 degrees. So there's the batteries, there's the circuits. It's actually a dual motor to drive this stupid looking hammer. And then you have the little drive wheels. It has a small wedge with a long fork. I actually built this robot out of Lego. Or something similar. And then, now as you can see, there's no chain. That's because the chains will sit in here. For some reason, I didn't add the gears, but the chains will connect to here and then swing to this, and that's pretty much how the weapon will operate, which I think is kind of cool, and I wish I did with SwitchBlade. But it's just kind of like a proof of concept, or I don't know, something. It's gonna hit really weirdly because it's a hammer bent 90 degrees. Self-righting, I have no idea how that's gonna go. It's also gonna be very low to the ground. Hopefully. But that's just kind of, let me know in the comments which one you like the most and which one you would love to see in BattleBots. And if you have any way to getting me in contact with anyone at BattleBots, let me know, because I actually want to see like one of these two robots. So, Mr. BIGBAR and SwitchBlade. But that's just like a little BattleBot, my own geeky thing that I like, because I like BattleBots too much. That's that's my BattleBot concept designs. Let me know which one you like the most, and we'll see you in the next video. Also, I have a green screen, so my hair is probably a mess. It actually isn't. I'm surprised because I just got finished recording my Reacts video. But we'll see you next time, and remember to eat something.